Hi, this is Johannes from Noisebud, and today I'm gonna present the new version of Smile, my popular Fletcher-Munsson based deharsher. And this has been one of the most popular plugins that I ever made, which I think it shouldn't. It's okay. It's a good plugin, but I have made other plugins that should be more popular. But I understand why people like this because it's so direct and easy to use. So, version 4 looks like this. Uh, First, you have a big knob in the middle, and new for version 4 is that there's a little smiley face that gets scared when you are overusing the plugin, and it's pretty happy when it's about where it should be, around here somewhere. There's a delta button, which is new in version 4, and the Transient recovery engine have a new button, so you can easily use it on high resolution screens because the other button was tiny. It was this small. And you have a link button because the former version was just mono with the transients. It just took the transients that were in the sum channel. Now it's either left, right, or the sum, and you can change that with this link button. So when it's to the left, it's completely stereo, two separate channels, and when it's to the right, it's the sum, like in the former version. Well, let's put it in stereo for now. And that's the news, really. So I'm gonna play a song and we'll see how it sounds. And let's start it without the transient recovery, and let's use it with the filter can be on. I'm gonna talk about the filter later, so you know what that does or what it doesn't do really. But we take that later. Let's play the song. It's about my cat, or my former cat, who liked to jump out of windows. And I hit the delta button so we can listen to the delta, and this is what the plugin is removing right now. So it's upper, mid, harsh frequencies. And I bypass the plugin. Activate. So that's the most basic setting. No transient recovery or anything. It's just the EQ curve, the equal loudness contours that is applied to the music. And the thing, even if it's just a EQ curve, it actually has some kind of magic because it's tuned to the human hearing. So when you apply this curve, it sounds natural. It sounds really natural. You get fooled by the loudness contours because they sound natural. So you think you can go pretty far and still sounds good, but in reality, it not probably don't sound that good. So take it easy. Um, Now we're gonna activate the transient recovery, and we start to listen to the transients, and you do that by hitting the pre button. That's a preview mode for the transients, and it sounds like this. In this mode, you can shape the transients. You can put a long sustain on it. It will be way more obvious that they're there if you have a sustain. So I'm gonna actually keep them pretty short, like that. I'm actually gonna link them a little bit. You can hear when I'm turning it to the right, the transients end up in the middle, in the sun. So it's mono. And as you go to the left, it starts to get more stereo. I think that's good. So I'm gonna declick the preview button. So what we're doing now is that we are applying the same EQ curve, but when a transient hits, it will leave the audio alone. And let's start by listening in delta mode, just how that sounds. See if you can hear the difference. So I'm gonna hit play, and it's delta mode, so you hear just the difference. And I disable the transient recovery. Listen carefully. I'm gonna activate it again. So you can hear in delta mode that it starts to leave the transients alone. It sounds a bit weird. You can hear that the audio almost disappears when there's a hit. So let's see how that sounds and how far we can go with the transient recovery on. Bypass. Of course, this is over the top. You shouldn't have a scared smiley with a red face. So I just did that so you can easily hear. So with the transient engine activated, you can go further and you can deharsh it more. And so that's that. The sense knob, it's for the transients. So when you hit the preview button, you can set. Here it doesn't detect any transients at all. And you just turn that so that you find the transients that you actually want to keep in the signal. Amount knob, it's just the dry wet control for the transients. So you can set how much of the transients that should be recovered. So you can take, you don't have to recover them completely. You can have them blended in. The link button, we talked about that. Attack and sustain, it's just attack and sustain for the transients, so you can shape how they sound a little bit. Mode, left and right, the plugin works on the both channels. Mid, it's just working on the mid channel, and side, it's working on the side channel. So that's if you want to deharsh the side or just the mid, we'll leave the rest. And the delta, we talked about that. Now I'm going to show you, this is pretty much the plugin. So that's it. But I have a little hack that I thought I should talk about. Because I put the delta button behind the preview button. And I did that with a purpose. That's because if I put this in delta mode with the preview button activated, it will actually remove the harshness from the transients and keep the rest of the signal. Are you with me? It will do the opposite from what the plugin usually does. So this is pretty cool. Let's start by tweaking some transients. And let's do it obvious first. So make the transients really with a long sustain. And now I hit the delta button. And I will rewind to this place. This sounds weird now, but this is just to show you, so that you understand what the plugin does. So now it keeps everything that is in between the transients and tries to remove the transients instead. Pretty funny. Just a little hack. It's not going to be mentioned in the manual or anything. It's just in this video. So this, you can have fun with it. And I'm gonna tweak the settings a little bit so you will understand that you can do this more transparent than this, because this sounds pretty much like shit. And this button, the big knob, won't do anything in this mode. Uh, the only this button will work, the amount knob. So that's what you're gonna use. If you want to back off a little bit, just go down with that. And the attack and sustain will also have a huge impact on how it sounds. So hitting play, and I'm gonna play around a little bit. It still sounds like shit, but it's fun. So I can see that there could be a situation when you want to get rid of just the transient of a harsh snare, for example. Then this hack could be useful. I don't think it's useful in with this particular track, but I just showed you how to achieve that. So that's it. Now I'm gonna stop talking and go to Patreon. It's not released on any other places than Patreon, so the only way to get it it's on Patreon. And a little bonus for everyone that's not a patron. The former version, version 3.5, is set free. So it's just go to Patreon and download that. It's free. Or start to support me so I can make more plugins because it's fun. And then you can download version 4, which is a huge improvement. And I hope you have a good day, and I see you with the next plugin. Goodbye.